I'm here with John Blunt. He's the owner and fishing extraordinaire of Grants Kennebago Lakes Camps. What he's going to do, I've got an outfit that I want to set up with a sinking line. I've got a couple of outfits that are all set up for floating, but I want to have one that's just set up for that. And he's going to take me right through the backing and why these things are necessary and how to put them on the right way.
All right, let's start right off with, are you right or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
And how do you reel in?
I reel in right here.
All right, because right-handed people do it two different ways. I cast with my right hand. I reel in with my right hand.
That's just what I do.
Most people, some half right-handers cast with their right hand and they reel in with their left hand.
Wow, that'd be awkward for me.
It would be very awkward. So that's why you have to ask. And
Okay.
the reels are set up to do it right-handed, right-casted. So
Okay.
you'd have to take the reel apart, switch this gear mechanism around, and
Okay.
you could do it left-handed and still have the drag work.
And most reels are like that.
Most reels
Okay.
are like that. So we'll attach the reel to the rod, just a slip fitting. And we'll put, there's a little notch
Now,
on
is
the
this
barrel.
called the arbor?
This is the arbor.
Okay.
There's a little notch in the arbor, and you just make a loop and drop it in the notch.
Like a simple overhand.
Yeah, we'll cut the tag off here. And the line is meant to go through this spot on the outer rim of the reel.
All right.
So you need to, if you don't do that, you can do it at the end, but it's just easier to do it ahead of time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Just loop that in there. Now, put the pencil. I like to take the spool and put the line on the same way it comes off the spool,
Okay.
and that way it doesn't get twisted up on the backing doesn't get twisted up, and the line doesn't get twisted up on the arbor.
I hope I get to the point where I catch a big enough fish that he takes out all my lines so I get to my backing.
I hope you do.
Have you ever got your backing yet?
I've done it several times, and your chances aren't very good when you catch it when a fish takes it into the backing, because they're a big, smart fish, and the odds are pretty much in their favor at that point. The more line and backing are in the water, the more friction there is on the tippet.
Okay.
There's water friction on that line, and just that alone, without having the drag on, will break the tippet and the hook off.
All right.
So you might be doing everything right and still lose the fish because the tippet's just not big enough to take that line, that water friction.
Now this is just a standard Dacron backing, I believe.
And it's the best backing there is for this purpose. Used to use this stuff on ice traps,
Yes.
tilting ice traps.
There you go.
When I was a kid. And
Well, I've seen a lot of guys, that's one of my passions too, is ice fishing. I've seen a lot of guys that have got modified fly rods for jigging. Kind of neat.
now, I'm not certain, I'm relatively sure that this reel will not hold all of that back.
Okay. So
So,
we'll cut this off.
so we're gonna just go a little bit further. I want to make sure and I'm working this back and forth so that it doesn't stack up on the arbor.
Okay.
I want a nice smooth base for my fly line, so I'm not, I don't want the backing to pinch the fly line down along between the backing and the frame of this
Less chance for knots
reel.
and tangles that way
Yes.
too.
So, Yeah, I'm guessing we've probably got 150 feet on there now.
I'd say so. It looks just a little over half.
Okay.
We'll put that aside.
The next knot we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to set this up so it goes back on the reel the same way it comes off this
All right.
storage spool. And this is a nail knot. We use the nail knot tool. And you start by, well, how are the line is going to come off.
Mm-hmm.
The lines are going to be facing each other this way when you're all done with the knot. So that's how you start the knot. Then you wrap the backing around the tool 5 times.
Both the tag ends are lying right in there.
Yeah. And then you slide the line, the backing, through the hollow part of the tool back to the start. So what you're really doing is just lassoing. You've got a lasso knot around the fly line. But times 5 is basically all you're doing here. And we're going to do that over again.
Yep.
I could see it falling apart as I was doing it. I'm trying to do it too fast so you wouldn't have to cut. Well, I was trying to save you some editing time. It didn't work out.
Yeah, this is an easy edit.
So you lay the 2 lines opposing each other
All right, both that.
into the slot of the tool. Then you lasso the tool 5 times
With the backing.
with the backing.
Nice and
See,
tight there.
nice and tight. You
even.
try to even it and stack it.
Makes for a
It
neater
wants to loosen up and come apart on you. You may have to do it a few times to get it right. And you pass that back through. You see that might come out all right. Then as you slide it off the tool, you try to stack it nice and neat on the line as you work it towards the end of the line. Yeah, that's going to be good.
That is a good
That's
one. And that's called a nail knot.
It's a nail knot. And we're going to test this, but you want to really tighten it up and stack it. And we've done a good job on that.
Okay. And testing is just the pull.
So go ahead,
itself.
yeah, give it a pull.
Okay.
Okay?
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Awesome.
So
Now, are there other techniques, or is this pretty much what you use as a nail
this
knot?
is pretty much what you use for backing to line and line to leader.
And
You use a nail knot.
You trim that very close to the body of the knot.
Yeah, I pulled it first.
Okay.
So I pulled all the slack out of it first.
Okay.
I left a little tiny bit of line
Yep.
on there.
Boy, that's a nice connection.
Okay.
That isn't big and gummy.
No.
That's
Now
a smooth connection.
we're going to do the same thing here with the
All
pencil.
right. And again, you want it so it's the same direction as it's going on.
Yep. And we'll take all of this line, of course.
And most fly lines are typically 30 yards, correct?
No, there's anywhere from 30 to 70.
Wow.
Depends on the weight of the line, and you can buy it. You can buy shooting lines, just short shooting lines, 30 feet or so, or you can buy 60 feet of this thing, 60 feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our leader. We're going to go with a 9-foot, 5-pound leader.
And why
Or
would you take that
5X.
over a 6-pound, just for a quick explanation?
Well, you could go with a 6-pound. This is 6X.
6X.
See,
Okay.
6X When you're fishing wet lines, you're fishing streamers, you're fishing deep. Hook bottom once with a 6X 3-pound line, you're going to lose everything.
Okay.
So, or you're down in the river and your streamer's going through and around rocks, and you've got a really small tippet like a 6X, it can't take much abrasion.
Okay.
So 5X and 4X are the two popular sizes for wet line fishing, because the wet lines take a beating on the rocks and anything in the water that will cut them.